In this video tutorial, you'll use generative AI to complete a flyer that helps promote an earlier start time for breakfast service at a restaurant. The document needs to be easy to adapt for the different ways the restaurant wants to promote the service. So it's been designed as a tall, narrow document so that it can easily be exported for posting on vertical format social media feeds. It also matches a common size for an ad in a print publication. I already have the Lesson 15 Start PSD file open in Photoshop. I'm going to go up to where it says Image Size. So this is a 4 3/4 by 7 3/8 by 300 resolution file. I'm going to say OK. In earlier lessons, we used generative AI to enhance existing images. Another popular use of generative AI is to create entirely new images. The 15 start.psd document needs an appealing image of a breakfast. You do have to think about how appropriate generative AI is for the project you're working on. This project promotes a general breakfast service and not a specific named dish, so a generative AI image may be acceptable. But always check with the client. If the promotion was about a specific item on the menu, it would be much better to commission a photograph of what that menu item actually looks like. The lesson has two layers. The bottom layer is a gradient fill, and it is a radial gradient that goes from transparent in the center to black at the edge. If you want to inspect how it's set up in the Layers panel, select the Gradient Fill layer, and then in the Tools panel, we'll select the Gradient tool. So I'll use my search menu, Gradient Tool. In the Tools panel, select the Gradient tool so that the Properties panel displays the gradient adjustment options. The gradient is transparent in the center so that after you generate an image and move it to the bottom of the layer stack, you'll be able to see the gradient. So you can see it has an angle on it of a negative 40.27 degrees and a scale is 77%. I'll just go ahead and close that Properties panel. The top layer is the breakfast ad text. Was created in Photoshop as a separate document and saved as a Photoshop PDF to maintain its vector outlines. It was then brought into this lesson file using the File Place Embedded command, which adds it to the layer panel as an embedded smart object. So there's the smart object. I'll go ahead and close that. We're going to go to the Edit menu, and we're going to choose Generate Image. In the Generative Image dialog box, click in the Describe prompt box and type Healthy Breakfast. To describe the image, for it to generate, and then click Generate. In the Layers panel, a new generative layer was created, and the name of the layer is in the prompt you entered. In the Properties panel, as long as generative layer is selected, a variation section offers alternatives you can click to try. The selected variation is the one you see on the canvas. So here would be the next selection. That would be the third selection. I'm going to choose the option with the 2 eggs, and I'm going to drag this below. I'm going to hold down with my mouse and drag it to the bottom of the layer stack so that you can see the design working as intended, showing the text and the radial gradient in front of the image. In the Variation section of the Properties panel, you can click the other variations in turn and leave selected the variation that you think is best. So here's another selection, and there's the third selection. Save the document. So I'm going to come up here and go to File, Save As, and I'm going to L15, my last name, and choose Save. For some reason, my Save to Cloud documents isn't working. It's a problem on my computer that I haven't been able to solve, but make sure that you create a Lesson 15 Cloud document folder and add this file to it. I'm going to choose Save. I'll press OK. It's common for the first results of a prompt to be too far from the image you actually want. Photoshop offers ways to make the results closer to what you want. In the Variations section of the Properties panel, hover over the first variation and click the ellipse menu. You don't have to click any of the options, but note what they are. There's Generate Similar, which creates another set of variations for the same prompt. Remove Background isolates the subject by hiding the background. Good, Poor, and Report don't change the current variation, but are a way of providing feedback to Adobe about the quality of the results of generative AI. Another way to change the results is to change the prompt. In the Properties panel, click in the prompt box, enter a variation on healthy breakfast by adding descriptive words. So we'll add healthy breakfast with pancakes and blueberries. And I'll choose Generate. So far, the variations are photorealistic. Next, we'll choose a more illustrative style that you can customize. We'll click the second icon button below the prompt box to open style options. We'll select Art and select a specific look from Effects. We'll select All, and then we'll select Art Deco. The first icon below the prompt box to open a reference image options. Reference images are optional, but they can save time when you want to guide the generated image to follow a specific style or composition. Without reference images, you might have to spend a lot of time going through more variations as you word your prompt to get exactly what you want. Instead, you can supply a style reference image to influence the look of variations. So you can supply a composition reference image to guide how the variations are composed within the canvas. For example, reference images are useful for generating art based on your personal style or when a client wants your work to follow their house style. If you have your own image to use as a style or composition reference, you can load it by clicking the Choose Image button. If you don't have your own image, you can click the Gallery button and look for a specific image. And look for an image that represents what you want for this project. You'll apply a style reference image. For style reference, click Browse Gallery and select one of the images. You can choose any style that works for you. I'll just select the first one in the top left corner. Close the reference image options and then click Generate. It says click the reference image option that you like. Select the one that you like the most. I'm going to choose the middle one. The results were influenced by the reference image you selected. Remember the icons for reference images and style effects because they appear in other places in Photoshop where you can use generative AI. For example, these options are available on the contextual taskbar for generative fill. So this one is reference image and this is style effects. We'll save this file, save as. Remember, go ahead and save to Cloud Documents in a Lesson 15 folder. I'll select Save. I'm going to go back to File, Open, and I'm going to open up the Harmonize. And this is the extra credit portion of this chapter. I'm just going to close the properties just so you can see this. There's two layers. There's the cup of coffee layer was added and positioned as if it's on the table in front of the bowl. But there's a problem. For example, the colors reflected in the cup's white surface aren't consistent with the white bowls and the breakfast table layer, and the cup doesn't cast a shadow on the table. In the Layers panel, make sure the cup of coffee layer is selected, and in the contextual taskbar, click the Harmonize button. In the Layers panel, click the icon for the Harmonized layer to hide it. So we'll hide it before and after. The lighting and colors of the coffee cup are now more consistent with the background image. Let's just see what the variations look like. So from here, you can decide which option that you like the best. I'll stay with the first one. So to be able to reduce the size of the layer, we'll remove the other generative AI options by just hovering over the thumbnail and selecting the trash can in the bottom right corner. We'll go ahead and save our work, File, Save As, and then I'm going to leave Harmonize and just put my last name. And save this, and make sure that you also add that to the Lesson 15 folder. All right, I'll look forward to seeing your work. Thank you very much.